We are going to install Visual Studio Code and the extensions that we'll be using. So navigate to your browser. So type in code.visualstudio.com space and then download. So once you are on your browser, click on the first link. That's the Visual Studio Code official website. So once you click on it, it will take you to their website. So we have different extensions. So you can choose to download for Windows, then for Mac, then for Debian and the RPM version. So for Windows, we'll be using the Windows 7, 8, 10 version. So once you click on that, it will actually redirect you to the download and it will start downloading. So because you double click, and then the first thing you have to do is accept the agreement license, then click on next. So the rest of things, checkboxes remain default. Click on next and then click on install. So this will take up to 1 minute or 2 minutes or so, then it will finish. So once it's done, I want you to launch your Visual Studio Code. So once you open it, so this will be your first screen. So you can always uncheck this one if you don't want to actually have this page as the first launcher. So uncheck this using this checkbox and then you close this one. So the next thing we want to do is on your right top left, we have this place. So if you click on this, it throws the extensions part. So the first extension I want you to actually install is Python. So type in Python and then it will actually pop up from this window. So once you click on the first thing, so it has over around 31.2 million users. So then you make sure that you've installed it. So for now, mine is uninstalled. So I'm just going to uninstall it. Then I'm going to reinstall it again. So once I click now the install, then it's going to install. So the next thing I want you to install is the code runner. So the code runner will actually help us run our code directly without using the terminal. So it has actually around 6.3 million users. So this is an extension by Juan Han. So, and it's really very amazing. So make sure you have installed it. So that's all you needed actually to get your environment set up. So you can close that, and then you can also as well use this one. So you can close this one, or you can also open your files architecture. So that's all you need, and you can create your first file. So go into file, new file, then file, then you go to save as. So and then you save to your own directory. So I'm just going to leave it on my default desktop. So I'm going to call it test Python. Then make sure it has the .py extension, or you can directly choose from the save type here. Then look for Python. So here is Python. So if you click on this, then it's going to remove the .py because you've already told your system that this is a Python file. So then you click on save. So once you click on that, then you can now start using Python. So maybe something like hello world. So print hello world. Then Control Alt N. So then it runs this one as an hello world. So if you don't have Python installed already, so you can go back to your browser, then type in Python Windows 10 download. So you also may have to make sure that you are using you're installing for the right if it's 32-bit or 64-bit. So you go into the Python website. So that's Python releases for Windows. So for the Linux and Mac, so Python comes pre-installed. So once you actually have this, then you can actually navigate through to check. So you can go for download 32-bit or the 64-bit. So choose the latest for Windows. So Python release we have as of 2021, we have Python 3.9.1. Then it allows you to actually check through the installation types you want. So you can choose between actually the Windows 32-bit or the Windows 64-bit. So I'm going to maybe go for the Windows 64-bit installer. And then I'm going to start my download. So my download will actually run. And once it's done, so I'm going to open my download and install Python. So as that finishes, so one thing about the vsCode is that it highlights the difference between keywords and other variables. So maybe like, let's say something like math. So math is math.random is a keyword from Python. So maybe let's say like integer. So an integer is different from a string. So it highlights different variables and the different keywords with different colors. So it will make it easier for you to know when you've messed up by using maybe keywords. So once it's done, so I'm going to open it. So you can directly navigate to your downloads and check for actually your download. So from this, because I already have Python installed, then you can actually just follow the steps by clicking on next until you actually install Python. So that's all you have to do to install Python. So let's get started by writing some code.